So vibe coding in a nutshell is using natural language, English, Spanish, French, etc., to program computers. So up until 2 or 3 years ago, you had to know how to formally write a programming language if you wanted to make some application or write some custom software. Now with all of this AI stuff that's come out over the past 2 years, you can simply speak to these computer systems and make software. And same thing with marketing. So they're describing some very elaborate marketing systems. You know, that's what's been discussed over the past 2 hours, but you can get to a point where you can ask these computers to implement what they're describing, and you can have some pretty good success. It's not that simple, but it's a lot easier compared to how hard it was a couple years ago. MCP is a standard that's only 8 months old, and it was published by a company called Anthropic. Is everybody familiar with Anthropic and Claude? Yeah? Who here uses Claude, just by a show of hands? Okay. Everybody else, I'm guessing, is using ChatGPT? Yeah? And Anthropic released this thing called MCP, which makes it very easy for everybody here to make AI agents, which are pretty much personal assistants. And it's very easy to make them integrated with whatever system you want. So MCP is like this standardized layer that you can plug these AIs into, and you can choose which other systems you want them to be connected to. So I'm going to give you a demo of that shortly. And then vibe marketing is the cousin of vibe coding. Instead of writing applications, you're implementing marketing strategies. And instead of you having to implement them with logging into all these accounts, you can describe via prompts what you want done, and it can do a pretty good job. You have to have a little bit of knowledge of how to execute things in order to instruct the AI correctly, but it's far easier than it was just a couple years ago. Lead gen, we're familiar with. Prospecting, we're familiar with, right? So step one, vibe coding. So first of all, disclaimer, you do cybersecurity, right, Francisco? Right? So this is an important disclaimer. From a cybersecurity standpoint, vibe coding and MCP servers are generally not secure. So if you're recklessly vibe coding or just not thinking about security or connecting to any MCP server that's out there, you're probably gonna get hacked eventually. So you have to think security first when you're using these systems.